Dear students, now we want to determine Young's modulus value of given material. Here the material, whether it is steel or copper or aluminum, the material is supplied in the form of a wire. Two wires will be given. This wire is one wire is called reference wire and another wire is called experimental wire. Two wires of same material, same length and same cross sectional area are suspended from a rigid support. They are suspended from a rigid support. The reference wire carries a millimeter main scale and a weight. See to this reference wire, here MS means main scale. See here a vernier calipers is there. Vernier calipers is used to measure elongation in the wire. So MS means main scale, VS means vernier scale. To this left side wire, that is to the reference wire, main scale is attached, and to right side wire, that is to experimental wire, vernier scale is attached, and in the bottom both are supplied with some weights, and these weights are to make the wire straight. That's all. Now you may say, so by adding weights this wire will elongate, and you measure the elongation. Why you need this wire? Just one wire is enough. Why you have taken this wire also? See, one reason, see to the left side wire the weight attached will be constant. We don't change this weight. Only to the experimental wire we go on increasing the load, afterwards go on decreasing the load. So here when you increase the load, the length of the wire increases. The increase in length is relative to this wire. So to note increase in length of wire, a relative wire is necessary. That's why, that is one reason. Second reason, when you are performing the experiment, room temperature may increase. When temperature increases, a metal wire expands, its length increases. If you use only this single wire, then what happens? See the elongation. You see here, you increase, you measure the elongation with vernier calipers, but whether the elongation is due to weight or due to temperature increase, that there we get confused. So to avoid that error, we make use of two wires. If room temperature increases, both wires expand, so that relative to this wire, its expansion becomes 0. The difference becomes 0, because if this wire expands by 2 mm, this also expands by 2 mm. The difference is 0, because you always measure its elongation relative to this wire. Therefore, no error is committed. So in this way, this is the second reason why we use two wires. Afterwards, the next one, both reference and experimental wires given an initial small load to keep wires straight, and see, just now we told these weights are to make the wires straight, and main scale reading and vernier coincidence are noted. So now we take initial reading on vernier calipers. We take initial reading on vernier calipers. So the reading, to find the reading, the formula is main scale reading plus vernier coincidence multiplied by least count. So what is main scale reading, what is vernier coincidence, that let us see. See here, there are some loads, therefore here main scale 0 and vernier scale 0 may not coincide. If suppose this side weight is more, this vernier 0 may come down. That's why we take reading first, that is called initial reading. So how to take not only initial reading, while loading this with weights, then also we take readings. So we should know how to take reading on vernier calipers. So for that, let us see. See here, left side is main scale, right side is vernier scale. Left side is main scale and right side is vernier scale. See, this is main scale 0, this is vernier scale 0. See, both are not coinciding. That means right side is a little downward. It means on B wire the load is more. Okay. Now how to take vernier calipers reading? First, now let us look at the formula. MSR plus VC into LC. MSR means what? Main scale reading. So reading on main scale. So this is the main scale. And where we take the main scale reading? We take main scale reading at vernier 0. So this is the vernier 0. So at vernier 0, what is the main scale reading? See, this is not at 0 and this is also not at 1. After 1 it is there. The vernier 0 is after 2 divisions. First division is 0, second division is 1 mm. So main scale reading is more than 1 mm and less than 2 mm. Therefore we take main scale reading as 1 mm only. So here I wrote 1 mm plus vernier coincidence. Now you see, on vernier scale 10 divisions are there. Out of the 10 divisions, which division is coinciding with main scale division? That you have to see. First you see the 0th division. Is it coinciding? No. It is not coinciding either with this or this. Now first one not coinciding. Second one not coinciding. Third one is exactly coinciding with main scale division. So vernier coincidence is 3. So I wrote here vernier coincidence 3 into least count. Least count means there is a formula to find least count. What is the formula here? Here the formula is given. Least count of vernier calipers is equal to 1 main scale division divided by number of vernier scale divisions. 1 main scale division means here main scale is having millimeter divisions only. So 1 division is equal to 1 millimeter. So I wrote here 1 millimeter divided by number of vernier scale divisions. Here the vernier scale is having 10 divisions. So I wrote 10 here. So 1 by 10 is equal to 0.1 mm. So here in place of LC I wrote 0.1. And see 1 plus 3 into 0.1, 0.3. So 1 plus 0.3, that is 1.3 mm. This is the initial reading. So just like this, while adding weights also, we take reading in this manner only. Okay, now let us go for 6th point. Now the experimental wire is gradually loaded with half kg weights, and vernier calipers readings are calculated. Again, gradually unloading with half kg weights, readings are calculated. For each weight we take average of loading and unloading readings. The difference, so let us look at this. So before experiment we make a table like this. Just now we have calculated initial reading, that is why not. Here you write the value 1.30 mm, like that you write there. Now what you do, to the experimental wire you add slotted weight of 0.5 kg. Then because of this weight the experimental wire elongates, and so we take vernier calipers reading right here. Afterwards you add another half kg, so that in the hanger half kg plus half kg, how much it becomes 1 kg. Now again you take vernier calipers reading, add another half kg, 1.5, it becomes, you take. In this way each time you take reading for the different weights. So now the weight in the hanger reached 2.5 kg. Now you add another half kg, then it becomes 3 kg. But for 3 kg you don't take vernier calipers reading, just you add half kg and remove. So when you remove, again you come back to 2.5. Now you again measure vernier calipers reading and you write that here. These are readings during loading and these are readings during unloading. So here that value you write here. Now you remove another half kg, write reading here. Remove another half kg, write reading here. In this way you go on removing half kg and noting the reading, you reach here. So here for example for 0.5 kg in the hanger, this is reading during loading and this is reading during unloading. Both must be same because weight is same, but the two values are not exactly same, some difference will be there. Therefore we take average of these two values. So for each weight we take average of the two values and right here. So we have average values for the different weights. So now what we do, see these are just readings when hanger has this weight. This doesn't represent extension. See this is reading without weights. So when you subtract this value from this value, that gives you extension for this weight. So here extension or elongation delta L is equal to, so these readings are y, no, y. So y minus y naught, this reading minus this reading gives you elongation. In this way for each weight you find elongation. Now mass is there, for different masses here you have different elongations, so that you can draw graph between these two. Now you have taken mass on y-axis and elongation on x-axis. So for each weight the elongation value you represent the points, afterwards you draw. See all the points will be in a straight line, therefore you draw a straight line, and afterwards see the weights you choose are such that you get a straight line. If you increase the weights to large amount, suppose 5 kg, 6 kg like that, 7 kg, 9 kg like this, if you take, Then also you get elongation, but in that case you don't get straight line. See, now you got a straight line means there is a direct proportionality between mass and extension, or weight and extension, or force and extension. That is Hooke's law. So the Hooke's law is valid only for small deformations. That's why we consider only small deformations, so that we get a straight line. And now let us write expression for Young's modulus. That is, Young's modulus is equal to longitudinal stress by longitudinal strain, F by A divided by delta L by L, like this. So F means gravitational force on the load, that is mg. A means cross-sectional wire. Wire's cross-section is circular, therefore pi r square. L is initial length of the wire. Delta L is elongation. So in this, which are constant, which are variable, that you have to identify. See, load, mass. You are increasing, each time you are increasing by half kg, therefore this is changing. G value constant. So let us write all the constants here. G is a constant, initial length of wire is a constant, and pi, or the radius of the cross section, is a constant. So all the constants you write here, and the variable right here. Mass you are increasing, corresponding elongation also will be increasing. Now see m by delta L, what it represents. Now look at the graph. See, mass by L means mass is on y-axis, extension is on x-axis. Change in y coordinates, change in y coordinates by change in x coordinates gives you slope of the line of the graph. Therefore delta m by delta is nothing but slope of the straight line. So you write here, in place of m by delta L, you write slope. So from the graph you note the slope and substitute here. Initial length you measure with meter scale. The radius, see how you measure, making use of screw gauge. With screw gauge you measure the thickness or diameter of the wire at different places, and you take the average. The average diameter divided by 2 gives radius. That value is substituted here. So in this way, substituting the values, we get Young's modulus value. So to understand this better, I am sharing a video on determination of Young's modulus. So the link will be kept in the Google Classroom. Soon after seeing this video, you go to that video